company now, as a brand, and I'm not going to use this internally because I do different seminars for how to use it in leadership. I will use it a little bit through your customers, because your customers is everything you have. You have customers, you have a company. You don't have customers, you don't have a company. It's as simple as this. Customers are the only ones that determine the value of a company. How do we use it in order to approach our customers? Now, just as an interesting thing, this is why artificial intelligence has failed up to now. You know this? We have failed with artificial intelligence to build really a good human-like brain, because all, especially before, scientists that were doing artificial intelligence, they were only focusing on the rational part. Like intelligence is 1 + 1 = 2. Now we know that 1 + 1 = 2 is not intelligence. It's a very superficial function of the brain. Intelligence, real intelligence, go much deeper, the one that makes us actually be who we are and survive. And we didn't build. Who was it a few months ago? Was it Google or Microsoft that they released an artificial intelligent social media account? And they closed it in the end of the day. Microsoft. Because during the day it became a racist and Nazis. It was completely unbelievable. Because if you put somebody to only think rational, and then they will say, why is this person alive? Because you're alive, you eat my food. We have to be less in this planet, let's kill half of the people. This is what rationality does. It doesn't have any moral, ethical, human understanding. So they launched it in the morning, by night they took it out. It became a psychopath. So if we want real artificial intelligence to look like humans, we have to put emotions plus instincts, which are even deeper, back into the machine. And this is what is happening. Ready or not. Humans will be soon tracking your emotions, and I want to show you now a couple of stories. Let's finish this in 20 minutes, and then we will. So let's start with the movie. Have you seen this movie?
Yes.
Okay, quite a long movie. Yeah? So imagine that how do big production, Hollywood production studios check a movie before they release? They spend hundreds of millions of dollars. How are they sure it's good? What kind of testing do they do?
They show.
They show. Yes, test screenings they call them. Bless you. Test screenings. So you go there, you see the movie 2 hours and a half, then you come out and I ask you, which moment were you most excited? Which one did you didn't like? And then I was taking this and I was, improving the movie. Why now we know that this is completely BS? That is completely stupid what we were doing.
You don't know why you like it.
Bravo! And do you really think, like the government representative, that your rational part has so much access and clarity and full disclosure of what's happening in the brain to stay 2.5 hours later and scan 2.5 hours minute by minute, second by second, and say what happened? No! We now even know, not only in movies, which is kind of light, in courts. There's a big issue in courts now about memory. Because our memory, yes?
How it works with the memories, for instance, like you were on vacation like 10 years ago and you still remember that super cool moment which somehow stays in your memory and you are quite sure that it was the perfect time and maybe the best moment of that vacation.
Fantastic. Now, memories, and this proves again Damasio correct, memories have a specific mechanism to be considered important or non-important. And this mechanism is emotions. So the more emotional the moment, the more your brain says, oops, that's an interesting, important thought. Let me, make it stronger in order to remember it. So you remember this vacation, I think you gave the right example, the vacation, because of some very emotional, maybe you felt like the best in the world, maybe you met somebody, maybe you saw something. So emotions are fantastic, which is great for you as leaders or marketeers, because if you want to create a wow moment or a memory, you have to use emotions. However, you know what is the problem with memory? And we don't know it exactly. We have not completely opened the memory system. Memories are not stored. So there's no place in the brain where the memory is stored. Memories seem to be created by a mechanism that starts from short-term memory. So something has to be in your working memory. Okay? And if it comes many times in the working memory with strong emotions, it goes to the long-term memory. When it enters the long-term memory, it actually dissolves in many parts of your brain. When I ask you to remember this moment, you recreate it. So it's not like in a device where you go and you take it back. It's like taking bits and pieces from all the tables and putting it together. This process of stitching it together is very problematic. Because from what happened in your life later, some of the bits might be different and filled in subconsciously with wrong information. So you will remember the emotion. This is what first appears. You will remember how you felt, and then the brain, if the emotion is strong, will start stitching back the memory together. And this is unreliable. So you might, and it's great, the emotion will fill you with sensation, like how you felt, and you will remember, pictures and faces. But was this a photographic view? We don't know. There is no way to do it unless you have a photo. Actually, in courts now in the US, there's a big thing. Also, there's a lady, a neuroscientist, that does only work for courts, that she has found even herself that memory is so unreliable even for important things that happened 2 days ago. That used with the stitching part together is very, very manipulative. So other experiences can change it. So that's the problem. But we don't know it exactly. Still, memory is one of the biggest mysteries in neuroscience. Okay? But the takeaway is, and good that you asked me, emotions provide value to memories. No emotion, memory doesn't have a motivation to stay. Okay? So, if I come after, and you tell me in the movie, I love that moment. Maybe there were 22 other moments where your brain, down to milliseconds, expressed something. But you just don't remember because your working memory is very small. Your working memory, you have heard this theory maybe, 7 plus minus 2 things. You can handle every single moment. Every single moment, your working memory can take, your RAM can take 7 plus minus 2 items. Okay, this is why many phone numbers we break it, etc. to remember. So what is the best way? The best way is not to ask you. To consider your government representative as irrelevant. And if I consider your government representative as irrelevant, I go directly to your brain. So instead of asking you, and these are things you haven't said in the previous presentation. So if I come and I tell you, what did you like? I put this aside and I see what your brain liked. Look how it is for the reverend. So what they did is this company is one of the most famous in the world, Lightweight, took wearables, put to the people that were watching the movie, and every single second of the movie could measure heart rate, pulse, skin conductance. If we're too stressed or too arousal, we sweat, but tiny sweats, which we can then measure electric currents between, and we can say how much you were excited. And they put it here, look at this. Now we know in every single second how many times you had this fight or flight, you were excited, you wanted to get into the movie or run away. How many times, your heart was really pounding like crazy. How many seconds you were transfixed. Transfixed means everything stops around you. You are fully devoted, focused and open. This is unbelievable. Every brand wants this from the clients, to be completely focused and open. And now we know. Now I don't need to ask you. Now I know how your brain reacted. And your brain is or your body, because this is biometrics, but it reveals what happened in the brain. It's a better predictor of your behavior than if I ask you. If I ask you, you say, no. But if I see the brain, because the brain runs your behavior, then I have predictability. Okay? And this is the lady behind this technology. She's called Rana. 29 years old. Now, what is important about this? She has one of the hottest startups because of what I said. The most interesting fact, what expertise does she have in order to develop this technology? From which industry did she come from? What do you think? Medicine, psychology, marketing. Do you see her skirt?
Art.
Oh.
Fashion.
She's a DJ. This is also another seminar, how creative ideas and innovations pop out. She was so angry. To be creative, you have to be angry. If you're happy, chubby every day, your brain gets the message that everything is fine, I don't need to be creative. So you really have to have negative emotions to be super creative. Not towards your people, but towards a problem. But anger and hatred is very strong. Okay, for creative thinking. So she hated that she was playing, as a DJ. And, if you have been in a club, I haven't been in a club the last 15 years, but if you have been yesterday, I don't know, you cannot see the people that you're playing with, because it's dark, or some flashlights. So she was very angry because she could not say if the music she was playing, the last person in the room was excited. So should I play more of it? Should I change it? Should I bring down the rhythm, then bring it up? It's all intuitive, there is no data. So she said, why am I not putting to all the clubbers this? And I know every single second how with real-time tablet I see, and then I change the music, and then they have a better experience. Because that's my job as a DJ, isn't it? That's my job as a director, isn't it? To make you feel something. But how did I know? How was a director before? It was experience. Oh, I'm the big super duper Martin Scorsese. I know how to make you feel. Yes, and it was out of experience, but it was not scientific. It was kind of, touch and feel, trial and error. Now we go into science, end of trial and error. Now we know exactly what you feel when you feel it. And what do I want to achieve? Okay, and this is the device. And this device now is used in parties. This was one of the first interactive parties that PepsiCo did together with Lightwave in South by Southwest, if you know this very famous event in the US. People could see the responses on the screen. They had gamification, like is women or men more excited, and then they were giving free drinks. But more seriously, they do it in sports. If you go now, because I work with a consultant that did this in Manchester City game, in Manchester, they might give you a t-shirt at the entrance with sensors. You wear the t-shirt and they can tell you throughout the game how excited or not you are. In order then to understand what to do, with the announcements, with merchandise, with even the game itself. The places where you sit. And you know what they found? They're amazing. The excitement does not come after the action. Many times the excitement causes the action. This is why now many NBA teams work with this company, because they understand that if they make the fans excited, they can influence the game. Something that, of course, in this part of the world we know very well. We have very excited fans. Too excited, I would say, okay? But this is how they use it. And this was the first Rana, and it's amazing coincidence that there is another Rana, this one, who is competing with the first Rana, and they're considered the two biggest, the hottest startups for this emotional economy. We call it the emotions economy. That is kind to put emotions into the digital revolution, because that's my thesis. Without emotions, the digital revolution will never happen. So this Rana, she comes from Egypt. She went to MIT, medical doctor and research, and she did work with autistic kids and how the faces are changing concerning what they see and how our face reveals emotion. Now, this is called short lesson on neuromarketing. Our faces portray our emotions. We have more than 60 micromuscles. These micromuscles are moving involuntarily. We cannot move them. They move by themselves. And they move very fast. You cannot see it. They move very fast. But my subconscious reads it and then says, oh, this guy's against me, I need to fight or flight, or he's for me, I need to approach. We have only two motivational systems, approach and avoidance. And through evolution, because we didn't have language, we have only 30,000 years. What happens with the rest, millions of years that we exist as home? How could I understand your intentions? It was through these micro-expressions. So Rana developed a very nice system, now there are many, where we can say we have only 6 basic emotions, there's only 6 emotions in the brain, all the others are feeling. I can tell you which one you have every second. So it looks like this. You can go, Affectiva is the company, you can download it for free and play with it. So you can see exactly, based on how many points, how they move, what you feel. Every moment. Oh, it's a nice song. Okay, and we use it to check advertisements. I would love to see what your face is saying now, by the way, okay? About the price, I mean, not about it. So to check ads, to check education. You can say, oh, the audience loved me, they were so good, but how do I know? If I have the technology, I can know every second how my material was uplifting, down, okay, engaging, boring. And even governments now have bought the system in order to check emotions from public gatherings, demonstrations, celebrations. So to know if the emotion goes, for example, to anger, to break the crowd. Yes?
But isn't that a huge manipulation?
I mean, there are ethical issues which I will discuss, and of course there are ethical issues, okay, in the issue. It's not manipulations, it's not manipulation when I take the data. It can be manipulation how I'm going to use them.
Exactly.
Okay, so yes, there is huge ethical. I mean, my partners in the US, one of the first neuromarketing companies, are the ones that wrote the ethical code. So there is an ethical code as in everything. Okay? And we can use this with every device. Everything that has a camera, we can use it. So actually, and we're discussing with a bank in Russia, imagine that somebody comes into your branch and you know their emotions. Now, you don't keep variables, you don't keep their names and all this. So you know, for example, 1 month, the average emotion of people that came out was slightly positive. How many mortgages I sold? Well, next month was more. And how now I, as the marketing and digital, can make sure that I increase the emotional valence, the positivity when people come in. Now I can know these things. And I can know how they influence other things. And you know what? If somebody comes to your bank and comes to your teller, and this person is angry, should your teller or private banker treat this person the same as if I come in and I'm bored? If I come in and I'm happy? Now, when we train salespeople, we tell them smile to everybody. That's not a good advice. If I'm angry and you smile, I get more angry. Why the hell are you smiling? What is happening? And I don't know. So be very careful on this kind of carpet bombing trainings. They're dangerous because now we have we have advanced the science of emotions. We know more than before. But imagine we have something called emotional voice recognition. Okay, emotional voice analysis. The best company is in Israel. It's called Beyond Verbal. They did very nice analysis of presidential debates now with Trump and Clinton. And I happen to know them. The market director is a very good friend of mine. Second by second, you talk somebody in the call center, you don't know how they feel. This second, when I talked about price, emotion was like this. When they talked about X problem, anger is much higher, for example, not working ATM, than for example, when they talk about delaying paperwork. So I can know exactly which emotions are the strongest, and then go back and offer better service. And for me, there is a debate. If you find the article, because I put all the articles you see in the presentation for you to find, there is a debate. Which of the two runs are right? Is it going to be biometrics, or is it going to be emotional facial recognition? For me, it doesn't matter. It's fantastic. We have both, and now we have systems to integrate it also. We have all data. It's not only it's not only this. We have eye tracking. We did a study for an Italian bank. They have a new system of a branch. It looks like your living room. I don't know if you know. Really, their brief is come in and I'm like in my living room. I'm not in a bank. Yeah, there are books, there's TV, there is eating table. I'm in a living room. And we did this test with eye tracking and something else I will show you. You can say every second where people are looking. Let's do an experiment now. You will be looking at me, at my eyes. Okay? For 3 seconds, and we will count all together. 3, 2, 1. Please don't look anywhere else. I'm not going to hypnotize you. I'm not going to steal your technology. Just look at my eyes. And we will count. 3, 2, 1, okay? So, 3, 2, 1. In how many places your eyes moved? Most of you will say no. Just I was looking at you. What if I tell you that your eyes move all the time? There is no focus. Your eyes never stand still. They move all the time. Actually, they move to 3 to 5 places per second. You don't see this. You don't even control it. Who controls? Right. So, I want to know why your brain looked there, and there. Why? What was the motivation? So, not only I want to see where the brain looks at, if I went into the branch, where is the brain? If I go into your e-banking mobile or online, where my eyes go? Every single, 5 times per second. So we counted 3 seconds, this means 15 places your eyes went. And you have no idea about it, but the brain wanted to constantly check something, because the brain cares about